Omo, my Nigerian people, make una come see as my sweet sister cook her own Ghana Shitto sauce as if say na Agoyin sauce. Man, the thing is so looking yummy. Oh yeah, make una just dey watch. Make una see how she take prepare this her Shitto sauce well. Make una dey watch.
To learn some tips and tricks that will keep your shito lasting for a longer period of time. Let's get started. For this recipe, you will need some onions, okay? Lots of onions. I also have some shallots, ginger. I have habanero pepper for the flavor. I'm also adding some garlic. For the spices, I have anise seed. I also have rosemary. You need your salt, any seasoning of your choice. I'm using my all-purpose seasoning and some oil. Okay, I'm going to use the oil to blend the ingredients. You also need some herring powder. The recipe is on the channel, and shrimp powder you will also find on the channel. And the important ingredient here is our chili peppers, but it is always to your taste. And we are also going to need some tomato paste. Optional, but you will love it. I'm going to add my oil into the blender. To that, I'll add my chopped up ingredients because I went ahead to save you all the trouble by chopping everything off camera. Once it's nicely blended, set it aside. Repeat the process until everything is nicely blended. I'm also going to go ahead and blend the chili peppers until it is nice and smooth. Now that the prepping part is over, let's begin. So I'm going to add my tomato paste into the oil and fry it until this oil bubbles out of control to tell me the moisture in the tomato paste is out. And if you noticed, we're using used oil. Yes, this is the oil we use to fry our cuttlefish. I also used it to fry some fish. So you know this oil is infused with amazing flavors. And do not panic about how much oil I'm using because I'm making a lot of shito, and shito requires a lot of oil anyway. So yeah, do not panic. We're good. So at this point, our tomato paste have fried beautifully, so I'm going to add in the rest of our blended ingredients, which is the onion, garlic, ginger, habanero pepper, our spices. Everything is in this goodness, and I realized this is too much for my outdoor pot. Okay, this pot is what I usually use to make shito outside, but on this occasion I was traveling, so I was making a whole lot and it was way too much, so I'm transferring it into a bigger pot because remember, shito makes a lot of splatter and you do not want to use a small pot because it'll be all over the place. I transferred it onto my induction cooktop, but then it started raining, so as you can see, we are in the kitchen, our safe place, and we're going to fry this until the oil begins to have a lot of bubbles on top of it to indicate that all the moisture is out of it. Okay, so as you can see, it is beginning to bubble, and do not forget to keep stirring. Use a long spatula because it'll splash on you and burn you a little bit, and you don't want that. Well, as a cook, you will get burnt here and there, but you don't just want to give your hands to this splatter because it will hurt. All right, so that's all I'm going to do is to stir, come back and stir some more, come back and stir some more. If you know where I'm going with this, until we have no moisture, and you will know that from your sauce separating. Most importantly, we stir because we don't want it to burn. You do not want this to burn, and please cook it on medium heat. It is now time for us to add in our chili pepper, and as I said, it is to your taste, and I'm only measuring this for you all, but I'll usually just add stir, taste, add, stir, and taste. So right now I've added half a cup of the chili pepper. I tasted and I needed some more, so I'm adding about a quarter cup. I stirred, I tasted, and I ended up adding another quarter cup. Okay, so altogether I used 1 cup of chili pepper. Remember to use it to your taste. Allow this to continue simmering on medium low until oil begins to settle back on top of it, just like this. And then I'll go right ahead and add in our all-purpose seasoning and some salt. Give it a good stir, taste it to see if you need to add more, then you may adjust. Never add your seasoning in the beginning stages of your shito making, because once it cooks down, it may end up being salty and we don't want that. Next, we're going to add in our shrimp powder and also our herring powder. Now look, these are the 2 ingredients that really flavors up your shito, but at the same time, you do not want to use too much. If you add too much herring and shrimp powder to your shito, it'll ruin it for you completely. But do not worry, if it does, all you have to do is to fry some more onions and add it to it, and add a little more chili pepper to your taste to fix it. So see, there is always a fix for everything. We'll now allow it to simmer, stirring periodically until oil settles back on top of it, just like this. And our shito have darkened up beautifully. Trust me, this is not burnt. This is stirring periodically and allowing it to cook slowly until when you scoop, you can see the separation in your sauce, meaning it is moisture free. Oh my goodness, my home smells amazing at this point. So we are going to add our last ingredient to take this shito to the next level. Yes, coconut oil. Although I prefer the Ghana made coconut oil, which I would have added from the beginning, if you can get that, you can use this. It'll give it an amazing flavor. Only you add this in the end as a form of flavor. It will not be your cooking oil for the entire thing, because using just coconut oil to make your shito will cause it to solidify when you keep it in your refrigerator. But if you intend on keeping this in your pantry, then feel free to use coconut oil for the entire recipe. But for us refrigerator people, just a little for flavoring. Here we go. It has cooled down completely, so I've transferred it into my containers. You may use jars if you prefer. You can store this in your freezer for up to a year or more. Whenever you're ready to enjoy it, you want to go in with a clean, dry spoon, not a wet one like this. It's a big no. You need a clean, dry spoon. Tilt your shito to the side just like this and allow the oil to move to the side, and then you can go right ahead and scoop your shito for enjoyment. Always remember, clean, dry spoon. Another sweet tip: remember, the oil serves as a preservative. So whenever you scoop your shito, whatever is left on the side without any oil covering it will go bad. So you want to ensure that you clean it back into your shito, if possible with a spatula, to ensure that your shito jar or container is always nice and clean. With these tips, your shito is guaranteed to last for a longer period of time. And as you can see, our container is sweating, and that is because the shito came out of the refrigerator, but our oil isn't solidified because we didn't use too much coconut oil. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe. To my sweet team, y'all know I love you. Until I see you in the next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke unamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.